Can you make a lot of money with the Glowforge? Let's talk about it. Okay, so you see a lot of videos. If you're doing research about laser engraving, or you're in the market to buy a laser engraver like a Glowforge, you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube where people are talking about how much money they're making with this thing within a matter of weeks or a matter of months. They say things like, "Oh, I made the money back I spent on the Glowforge within 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 8 weeks," or whatever it might be. Is that really true? Like, can you actually make that kind of cash with a laser engraver like the Glowforge? The short answer is yes. There's a lot more nuance to that answer, and I want to talk to you about that because yes, you can make a lot of money with a laser engraver. There are people who are making really, really good incomes, like 6-figure, maybe even 7-figure incomes in terms of sales. What their income is, who knows? But in terms of revenue, in terms of actual sales coming in, it's certainly a doable thing it's certainly achievable, I should say, to make 6 figures or even more if you commit yourself to the proper operation of a business. And that's not just doing little, like you're treating like your Glowforge like a hobby. This is actually requiring that you do the marketing, your brand is on point, that you understand your customers' needs and requirements, and you understand who your customer is. There's a lot of little particles involved with running a business that will generate success or it won't generate success depending on what you put into it. Now, one of the things that I will tell you is that since owning a Glowforge and since doing all of these videos for you guys on YouTube, the referral program has been very good to me. So that will contribute to the success of being able to pay off one of these things within a few short months or weeks or whatever. Now, I've had mine since June, and I can safely say that I actually have, with sales from my orders and with referral business or referral links or whatever, the bonuses that you get by the people using your referral code, I have been able to pay off this particular Glowforge Pro. So that's great news. Now, it's not... I want to say that it's probably the exception rather than the rule because, again, like my background is branding and advertising and marketing, so I kind of have a handle on that with regards to how to set up a brand, how to create a business, how to appeal to customers, and that's a huge part that plays in whether or not you're successful with any business, whether it's laser engraving or whether you're selling widgets or pizzas, whatever, it doesn't really matter. You have to understand the nuances of business. You have to understand how to market your business, how to build the brand so that people trust it and want to do business with you, that want to order, they want to go to your website, they feel comfortable and safe clicking the checkout button. That's, critically important as well. Where to advertise, how often to advertise, what kind of content you're posting on social media, which social media platforms you advertise on as well. It all plays a part in how successful you are with your business. The other thing is what products do you sell? What projects are you doing to create products that will sell on your website? Are people interested in these things? Is the market saturated with that particular product already? These are all really important things that you need to take into account when you're starting a laser engraving business. If you're buying a Glowforge or a laser engraver just to do it as a hobby or to create some, gifts or, personal items for around the house or whatever, wonderful. Chances are, if you're watching this video, that's not what you're doing with your Glowforge or your laser engraver. So, number one, make sure that you're engaging people that want your product. Like, understand your target market, right? Like, one of the things with my business is the first thing that I do with any business, for that matter. It doesn't matter whether I'm running the business that I currently run or whether any business in the past that I've run. I always make sure that I understand who my customer is going to be. Who do I want to do business with? I really it's almost like creating an avatar in a video game. If you've ever done that, you kind of specialize the character, everything, every little detail from their eye color to their hair to their body type, everything sort of goes into that avatar. It's kind of like that with identifying who your ideal customer is. And it should be job number one for you if you're thinking of running a business of any kind. It doesn't matter, again, whether it's a laser engraver business or anything. Always know who your customer is. The second thing is to generate trust. You've got to build trust in that individual, okay? And the way that you do that is by creating a familiar brand. Familiarity breeds trust, and trust breeds relationship with your product, your brand, or your services. So it's critical for you to build that trust with your potential customers by having a brand that speaks to them, that has a nice logo, that has a uniformity and a consistency to everything that is shown with regards to your brand on social media and advertising, your business cards, your packaging. It's really, really important that you have a consistency and a uniformity across your entire brand so that you build that trust with your potential customer. Because if they trust you, they're far more likely going to recommend you and have a great experience with you and then tell others about you as well, right? So they'll write nice reviews about you. You've got to create, an experience with your brand from the point of contact in terms of the first time somebody sees your brand to the point of, you sending out a product because they've actually purchased it from you. You have to build that trust all along the pipeline. So just make sure that you're doing that. Again, identify your customer, who that is, and then build trust with that individual. And they'll be your word of mouth. They'll be the reviews that show up on social media and on Google that recommend your company and recommend your products to, their friends, their loved ones, and to, complete strangers who are, reading reviews about your business. So build that trust. Again, uniformity, consistency. As far as advertising is concerned, you definitely have to be advertising. I've seen people say, I've never advertised, a single thing. That's great. They've hit lightning in a bottle. They've struck the lottery, or vice versa. They've somehow found some magic formula that they get incredible word of mouth advertising. And I don't know how people do it. It's never worked for me. I've always had to advertise. I've always had to put the product in front of eyeballs, get visibility on the brand. But again, once you've got that visibility, once you've captured the attention of somebody with really good advertising, and really good advertising means that there's good content in the advertising, that the copy or the paragraph or whatever it is, the type that you've got, the words that you use in your advertising, the copy as it's known, is really, really compelling. You want to avoid, being sort of schlocky or kind of like cheesy, but you definitely want to have call to actions within your advertising, meaning something that's going to inspire somebody to want to click and learn more about your business or your products. So ensure there's a call to action, ensure there's enticing descriptions in your advertising, and then when they're led to your products in your website or your Etsy store, then you've got to really capture their attention and entice them by having really good descriptions for your products and good photography. That's critical too. All of these things are what people are doing in order to be able to pay off their Glowforge within weeks or months. Chances are they've also had a business already running. This is one thing that a lot of them don't tell you, and I'll tell you this unequivocally and flat out. If you have a business running already, and that thing back there, that Glowforge, is an enhancement to an already successful business or a business that's already generating revenue with a Cricut or a Silhouette or, whatever, a CNC machine. If you've got a business that's already running and you enhance it with a machine like the Glowforge, naturally you're going to do better in terms of revenue. So, just be aware of that as well. Some people who are making really, really good money with the Glowforge didn't start off from scratch just with the Glowforge and then all of a sudden out of the gate they're making tons of cash. It's not how it works. But if you have the right product, you're targeting the right audience, and you're building that brand and building that trust with those potential customers, telling them the story about your brand, telling them, getting them engaged, getting them inspired, and building that trust so that there's a familiarity, so that familiarity then, becomes something that they want to talk about with their friends and other people as well. Then you'll start to earn more money with your business. So that's some of the things that, I'm actually a business coach in my 9-to-5 job. So these are some of the things that I actually tell merchants, look, you've got to get your brand, you've got to understand who your customers, you've got to get your brand on point, make sure your advertising is compelling, make sure your advertising is also consistent. It's not enough to just advertise a couple of times and then expect the floodgates to open up and customers to just all of a sudden start buying your products, like crazy. It doesn't happen that way. In fact, it doesn't even happen that way when you spend, $20 a day on advertising and you're advertising over a long period of time. If you're finding that you're spending money on advertising and you're not getting the return on your investment or the return on your advertising dollars, then chances are you're doing something wrong or not doing something to engage your customers when they land on your website or your Etsy store. You're not compelling them to want to purchase your products, or you're not telling the right story about your brand. You haven't got that brand on point where it's, again, building that trust. That whole thing, that whole brand thing, I'll do another video about it, because I think it kind of wants, it begs to have another video, maybe a full video done about branding your business. So maybe I'll do another video about that and help you guys out with that stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd touch base with you about this sort of thing, because again, I see a lot when I was researching, the Glowforge, I saw a ton of these videos where like, oh, I made, X number of dollars in 2 weeks, or I paid off 2 Glowforges in a matter of months. Yes, it's doable. 100% it's doable. I've done it with one. And it's a combination of my sales with my business and with the referrals that I get from people who buy Glowforges using my referral link. And incidentally, if you are thinking of pulling the trigger on one, use my referral link in the description below. I super appreciate it when you do that, because again, you guys get money off the Glowforge. It's $500 US off a Pro, $250 US off of a Plus, or $125 US off of a Basic. So that's fantastic. Those are really, really good incentives. And I also get a credit too, which is great. It helps me out. So yeah, listen, if you have any questions, hit me in the comments below, and I'll do my very best to try and answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is a quick one today, I think, about 11 minutes or so. We'll run 12 minutes probably. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate the support that you're giving me here on this channel. I promise to try and get more videos out. I'm going to try and do some more tutorial style videos as well for people who already own Glowforges or laser cutters, to do files and things like that, or how to weld fonts, or some of the typical common issues that people run into when they're designing files, or they're using their Glowforge. So yeah, I'll start to do a couple of those. Again, I'll do a video on branding, and hopefully there's be some information there that's useful for you if you're thinking of starting your own business with a laser engraver too. So again, thanks for watching. Ciao for now.